So firstly, welcome everyone. So our in-depth topic today is, of course, what herbs do you grow, and the points to consider as you contemplate this. So, and if you get the consideration right, then you're going to get the best result out of your individual circumstances. So very much what you were saying there, Sarah, where you've got your list, and what I could hear when you were talking was you're looking for plants that are going to do ideally 2 or 3 things, either help out in the orchard, companion plant, and you could make a tea, or you can make some kind of herbal thing from it as well.
Yep.
Great. So here we are on Herbology Hub, and I'll just read out what it's all about, because I think it's good to represent ourselves to this every time. So we're fostering and empowering members to be successful in their growing endeavours at whatever scale, to create a nucleus of serious growers for key medicinal herbs, to have ongoing sustainable sources of herbs grown in Australia, and to create a new conversation and model for growing medicinal herbs in Australia and the world. Let us not leave out the world. Now, here's the points, the main points we're going to go over today. And like I said, if you get this process right, it creates your whole growing strategy and saves you much time and energy. So we'll look at demand, stock availability, ongoing sales or usage, can you grow it, value adding, time scales, growing scales, profitable pricing, and what grows where you are. And as I mentioned, if we can have someone volunteer a herb they're interested, and we can go through that, that'd be great. Okay, so first I'm going to introduce you to a common disease in this area called herb fever. The symptoms: an obsessive interest in a particular herb, compulsive reading and talking about the said herb, starry-eyed vision, high-pitched enthusiasm, and this person rushes blindly into herb growing in search of fame and fortune. And the treatment, of course, is repeated doses of reality as often as needed. And to be honest, we all get a dose of this. Now, demand is the, if we don't get this one right, it's the #1 pitfall, because often we will get a dose of herb fever and we'll go and fall in love with a herb, and then we're going to try and make it fit into some kind of scheme where we've got a use for it. And it's the wrong way round. Now, I've got a picture of a baseball game there. Have any of you, pardon me, any of you folk heard of the movie Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Yep.
This whole build it and they will come thing.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Well, it's total bullshit.
Yep.
It's build it and sit there wondering why, why someone, why doesn't everyone share my wonderful passion, enthusiasm? It's that sets you up for frustration, wasted effort. And I'm not saying don't have dreams and aspirations and whatever, but with a bit of forethought, you can get things in the right way. So, the horse before the cart. So, and the demand can be, from the simple to, to complex. So, household. Just to grow a herb so it's part of your household apothecary, much like Sarah and I think some of you else are doing. You could have it for a swap or trade. You could be, if you knew there was a need for it, you could be the person that propagates the herb and distributes it or sells it. It might be something useful with relatives and friends. You could be able to maybe do a trade with a health food shop. You may be a herbalist or a naturopath, or you may know them and they may be interested in you growing them for them. You could aspire to be an industry supplier. And even if you took on the role of herbal conservation, in terms of you keep that plant growing in cultivation so that there's a diversity of growers, there's enough propagation stock to meet the needs of other people who want to grow it. That's often overlooked, and it's something I'm really keen on, that there's a range of people growing key herbs, because we can all have disaster strike. You know, there could be a regional drought. Who knows? You know, the polytunnel blows inside out. You have an irrigation system failure. There could be you might have a storm. Who knows? But if you've got 3 or more people standing for a key herb and they've got it growing, then we've got a little bit of resilience, much like a natural ecosystem.